Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to some last Epoch. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new character. The multiplayer beta has kind of been out and about, and I'm just going to make a brand new character and kind of get into it. I do necromancers. I like pet builds. It's a lot of fun for me. A little bit of I'm going to go solo. All right, we'll let this play.
I was raised in the city of Wellrin amongst countless books and countless fools. My master was a kind man, but he was as useless as the others. My ambitions took me elsewhere, to the arts forbidden by the elders of the city. I was found out and exiled. They feared my power.
Your power too.
I've learned so much in my travels since, but word has come that Wellrin has been conquered. I would like to see this with my own eyes.
All right, so this is Last Epoch. It is a game made by indie developer 11th Hour. I was fortunate enough to meet them, PAX years ago. They did, at that time, they gave me a key to the game. We played it on stream quite a bit. I later went back and gave them more money because the game is awesome. So they've recently added multiplayer into it.
They'll realize exiling me was a mistake.
Unfortunately, I won't be doing multiplayer today, mostly because, okay, so that's what's going on. All right, it's been a while. I've just been playing some Diablo, and it's going to take me a minute to get back used to it. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. Maybe we'll do it on this track. All right, I don't know what that did. What is this? What is cute? Rip blood. All right, you don't need that. Give it here. I think I can change some stuff around. But yeah, so this is another ARPG. It's another game like that. I've been kind of waiting on the multiplayer come out, and then the last couple of weeks I've been really busy with other life and other things happening and games and stuff like that. So I hadn't really gotten a chance to do this. I've been trying to get a bunch of stuff with my schedule sorted and things like that. So now with all that stuff kind of better off. All right, look, guys. Okay, I don't know why you're so angry at me. I don't get it. There's a lot of anger in the bugs. Oh, some skeletons. Yeah, now you guys are wrecked. So the way this one works is I summon my skeletons, and if you notice, I got 2 archers and I got 1 swordy boy. So the archers are going to stay back, and if you want that mixture to kind of be different, you can kind of pick and choose your way about that. Now, I've got a good amount of time in Diablo. I've got a lot of time in not picking that up. All right, cool. Path of Exile. I have a good amount of time in this game also. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that. So it's pretty much like, it's kind of a mixture, right? Oh, this is all new to me. I haven't played in a while. So we've got base permanent damage, 3 adaptive spell damage, -3 spell mana cost, right? Oh, so that sounds good. I like that. Those ideas. Plus 15 fortune material, minimally physical damage. Maybe we'll take that one. That one sounds like a good thing to change to. So base rate damage, but everything else is going down. So we'll get into some of the crafting and stuff like that. There are some really cool things this game does that other games don't do. The other thing that we can do here, if I can actually find it, skill system introduction, right? So with Diablo and stuff like that, you have like your main skill, and you can kind of give it a run. You can kind of do stuff like that. This one, each skill that you use has its own skill tree. If you haven't looked at this game and you are a fan of customizable stuff, It gets really, really complicated. It's not as bad as like, to me, Path of Exile. Path of Exile. People open the skill tree in that game and they close the game and they never play it again. Like Path of Exile, even for me to play it, I basically have to have a I have to have another program running in the background to basically tell me uh, what I need to do with my stuff. All right, so these guys here, we have them. We can get rid of them. Uh, should be shift, and we can sell it, or just left click it. We can just drop it over there, and we can sell stuff. You can pick up Rune the Shattering. You can pick up Ruby Amulets. So the way this works, and I don't see anything like none of this stuff has things on it yet. But eventually, what we'll do is we'll get up here. Let's see if I can find the forge here real quick. I may not even have all the materials and stuff that I need yet. Oh, there's random good fun stuff there. All right, let's see. What do we find here? We found an axe. We found another stick. 76% increased stun damage. We'll probably be okay without that. So there's a handful of things. You can view your materials here. This is all the different materials you have for crafting. So it does. If I had to put this on a scale of Diablo to Path of Exile, obviously it's in the middle someplace. It's kind of some of the the easiness of Diablo and some of the just customizable. You can make your character your own of Path of Exile. Path of Exile, though, you can pretty much turn any character into anything you want. So if you really wanted to start with a warrior and be able to summon skeletons, you can do that. If you with this game though, your character is kind of limited by some of your selections. So like if you want to be able to summon skeletons, you have to basically use the acolyte, and then depending on how you go down that path, you can get more or less skeletons. You can you can get bonuses and stuff to some of the things that you do. So it's a bear. Okay. But yeah, so and then you have different areas you're running around for borrow shards. So the other thing that this game does too is that, like, similar to Path of Exile, as you use your skills, so this is the mastery system. So gain passive points, leveling up and completing quests. Currently have access to base class passives, opportunity to master training in the future. All right, so basically the way this works, in order for us to open Lich, we have to have so many points into our open Lich or open Necromancer, right? You have to have so many points in here. So basically we can increase our damage per point, right? We can increase bone aura or forbidden knowledge, intelligence, more information. Each point of intelligence grants 4% ward retention and improves skills that rely on magic, riplet, summon skeleton, right? So we basically get an intelligence point and a resistance point from that one. Minion armor. So this one's giving us armor, and then this is giving us damage. So you can kind of choose: do you want to be damaged? Do you want to be tanky? Do you want to be here? And I don't know. Word retention, improve skills. So basically, this is just basically improving skills. So I'm going to go with the skeletons. I want skeletons. I want to be able to do that. And then we should see, and then you'll see, scalable tags, minion intelligence, minion tags, special melee bow, mana cost, right? You're limited to 3 skeletons at a time. And over time, we'll be able to go in here as this guy levels up. We'll actually get points into here, and we'll be able to start going out and adding more skeletons, right? You can summon more skeletons, plus 1 skeleton there. You can get more bonuses here, another skeleton here. So depending on how you build this out, and your points are limited, so you can't fill up everything. But as you fill out your different skeletons, right, then at that point you can get more and more skeletons. You can get them to turn them into all archers or all warriors, or you can get mages. So it's somewhat the Path of Exile, where you can go through and kind of do what you want and figure out that information. It's great. It's very customizable. It's very what you want to do with it. You can and through the different skills. There's a lot of stuff. All right, so that was a good one. I think you can actually get filters and stuff too. I think you can set filters up with this one to get things to show up as different level or different colors. It's been, like I said, it's been a really long time since I played. I know the devs are really want to do it. Now, if you look, the last two things I picked up. One-handed axes. All right, so there's this guy here. Nothing new. Plus 20 dodge. Well, I'm not wearing a ring, so 20 dodge there is probably better. I thought what's blue? Kind of melee pants. Okay, so this one is going to increase damage over time, increase pants. So you'll see that the stuff on the bottom. So you'll see some of these that don't have words that in the center there, and then like this guy is blue, and it does have 40% chance to stun. Guys, yep, let's get rid of that. So depending on what you see here, you can go back and eventually you'll start getting stuff that allows you to rip those off of items and then try to add them to other equipment. So if you have, you can set it up so that certain things like minion damage and stuff like that you're really, really want to be able to pick up. All right, so now we've got our first specialization spot. So basically what it allows me to do is to choose a specialization. I'm going to choose skeletons, right? So my skeleton is now level 1. So now that skeleton skill is going to start gaining levels. And then I can choose what I want to do with that. And as you get further and further into it, you can get more and more specialization spots. You can get more. The game is very customizable, and depending on what you want to do with it, and depending on how you want to play with it, even the I played with a shaman for a while. The shaman's really cool too. If you want an actual pet class that's summoning things and stuff like that, it's a cool class. And so even some of the last things like the devs are very good at listening to the community. They're very good at taking feedback and trying to find maybe options of things that work differently. The latest thing that just come out is originally, a lot of people were the shard. So that's all story stuff. But the there was people wanted to be able to trade items with their friends, and but the problem is if you set up a trading group with a bazaar where you can buy and sell stuff, then they have to limit stuff and the drop rate, and you have to artificially limit it. So if somebody doesn't play often, they're basically their only way for them to get gear is to go to the bazaar. And some people don't want to play that way. It's just not fun for them, right? I want to be able to go in and play and have fun and have a good time. And in order for the bazaar to be able to make sense, it requires you to basically artificially limit and basically make items really rare, so that if because if not, if everybody has, really good weapons drop, then the really good weapons aren't going to be worth anything because everybody's got one. So in order for that to work, you have to limit the scarcity. So the devs were really worried about it. They were going to make it where people could trade. Obviously, the portion of the player base that wanted to be able to trade was upset with that because they've been told that they would be able to trade with multiplayer. So they voiced their opinions. The devs said, "Okay, we hear you. We let us go back and think about it." And they come up with a system where you choose whether you want to be part of the trading guild or part of the solo guild or the non-trading guild. And depending on which way you choose, you get bonuses for that, and it changes your drop rate. So if you're part of the non-trading guild, you get a higher drop rate for stuff, but you can't use that stuff if you're part of the trading guild, and vice versa. And honestly, awesome. Like, seriously, devs, like, thank you so much, like, for listening and like coming up with a situation like that, because that to me is a perfect thing. And then all I have to do is, like, if I want to be part of the trading guild today, and yesterday I was part of the non-trading guild, is I go in, I push a button, and I switch to the other branch. Now, as soon as I switch to the other branch, all the stuff that I've gained in the one side is going to basically I have to change my gear out, so I'd have to have 2 sets of gear. But if my buddy's in the trading guild and I'm in the non-trading guild, we can still like go and hang out together. All right, so Pyromancer's Traveling Staff of Glory, right? So you see how that thing's got front and back. It's got points on both of it, right? So let's go look at that guy real quick. So this is the Pyromancer's Traveling Staff of Glory, right? So what that means is that it has 2 prefixes and 2 suffixes, right? So I get 45 increased damage and 45 physical damage, which is my prefixes, and the health on kill and the chance to chill on hit being suffixes, or vice versa, right? Obviously, much better weapon than the one I'm using. I think I'll change them out. So even with that, just the things on the ground, it shows you, hey, this thing's got a lot of stuff on it. You should go look at it, right? You can go in, and I want to say settings, gameplay, input, interface, manage loot filters, right? So basically what we want to do is we want to go to a loot filter, right? Drag and drop rolls to reorder them, right? So I have no filter. So this is a test filter I think I put in a lot ago. So basically I can recolor items. So if I do, I should be able to go and look at this one. Recolor, right? Affixes 7 selected. So these 7 selected filters, if you go down, these are all the filters that you can have. So I have minion. Should be more. So basically, this is a minion build thing, right? Even though I should have had more of them. Right, so I'll have to go in and look at all this stuff in a little while. And then color items, 3 affixes, right? So basically this is other ones. So it's selected affixes. Another minion, resistance and armor. So you can pretty much go through any of these affixes that you want, and you can have it color different things the way it is. Show all items of minion physical damage. So basically I can do that. So that's now my filter, right? So now as I run around, I can basically get my filter to kind of do whatever I want to. So that way, if it's gray items and I don't want to pick them up, I just push a button and I don't pick them up, or I don't see them. So you're not, so it's that path of exile, kind of idea too, where, you can kind of limit the clutter on screen, and especially if you have something that you're specifically looking for, because like I said, if I find an item that has minion damage on it, I may not want that item, but I might want the minion damage off of it. And you'll eventually get items where you can rip the stats off of things and then add it to other items. Now there is some chance of destroying items that way. And at some point we'll get into that. Probably not gonna get into that today, just simply because we just don't. I don't have the time. It's like we would be here for hours, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but at the same time, I'm sure several hour long videos on YouTube usually don't do super well. Yeah, I try to keep our time together to about 30 minutes or so. I am open to longer if we need to, but usually I reserve that for streams and stuff like that. All right, so this is the Rift. So if you don't know a lot about Last Epoch, basically what it is it's a story, the Last Epoch, right? And then you're basically all the time's shattered, and you're going back and you're reliving memories and you're refighting through things and you're trying to fix everything. At least that's what I remember. I could be wrong. It's been a while. So quest reward. All right, so we confirm that bad boy. So we now have 2 points on our summon skeleton. So now go look at our summon skeleton. When a skeleton dies, there's a chance to summon a new one at the same time location after 3 seconds. Right. So basically, you can do that to keep basically have them auto cast themselves. I'm not super worried about that. Let's see. Unbound necromancy summon skeletons cost less mana, and your skeletons have increased critical strike chance. That sounds like a good plan. So the other thing you need to look at too is like if you see this guy here, right? You see the requires 2 points, requires 2 points here, requires 1 point, right? So I need to put 1 point in a Morrow tap to open Empty the Graves. You summon multiple skeletons in a single cast, but skeletons cost more damage. Does not affect your maximum skeletons. Well, I'm not sure about. I like that. But so basically, I need to put 2 points in Unbound Necromancy, right, to be able to do this. And right now, I only have, I think, 1 or 2 points. So I want to go. I can make rogues, or I want to go here. I want more skeletons. So I'm going to go here, and I don't have enough points. Now you see, now as soon as I put 2 points in here, all these have lit up, so I can go and get one of these guys here. And you can respec it at pretty much any time, and you can kind of do whatever you need to. The game is very. It's made by a group of people that really care about the game. Even when I met the team at PAX South, like I just instantly I was like, dude, I'm like these are some guys that and gals to really get. They are on it. They're really passionate about the project. It's going to take them a little bit of time. It's a small team, and they've been working on it for years. But the game is just working and working. But they're trying to, instead of just releasing it, putting it out, and going, hey, here's the, here's a bunch of garbage. They're doing what they can to try to make sure that it's good information, right? So that guy was yellow, which means it probably didn't have anything good on it that I wanted. Increased lightning damage, trickle stun damage, right? I'm hoping at some point something drops that is something drops that has minion damage or something like that on it. Because being able to see things change colors is great. And then there's also things that you can pick up depending on the. Okay, you guys just gonna stand there. All right, cool.
Watch over you.
All right. Go do some more murdering. So a lot of this is just kind of working through the story, and you can find chests and things like that in here sometimes, and there's good fun. Traveling staff. I'm gonna have to start being pickier with the stuff I pick up because that I'm gonna have to go back and sell something.
That is too
Yep, and now my inventory's full. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff in here and a lot of good things that we can do. Last rep. All the murdering. Take that, weird void creatures. Alright, I'm gonna have to silence that thing. It's gonna get annoying.
Yes. God be with you.
Alright. Excellent. Slowly working our way towards the council chamber to get the shard there. That's right. We'll have a chat with these guys real quick. But yeah, so it's, you know, it's a typical ARPG. You know, you run around, you're venomous. Hey, BB, I'm not gonna leave you. Alright, whatever. Alright, I'm gonna leave you there. Have fun. I'm gonna go murder things. But yeah, so it's, you know, it's really the benefit of this game is it's highly customizable. There's, you know, and with any of these, it's, you know, there's always a, you know, a meta and, you know, a way to do things, and, you know, there's ways to get the most out of all the stuff, and, you know, there's definitely, you can go and kind of look at the at the meta to try to figure out, you know, the best way to build the items you need so that you don't have to go figure it out yourself. But at the same time, it's good to, yeah, you know, at least somewhat. Like, at least with Path of Exile, like I almost have to have a pre-built build for that game. I can't. My brain is, I can't wrap my head around everything I need to do in Path of Exile to make it work. It is freaking ridiculously insane. So trying to get that much stuff into it and trying to get
Is too much.
I'm gonna get rid of this guy. I'm gonna try to pick up blue things to see if we can do that. I'm trying to get to the council chamber because I want to see the council chamber. Okay, so now here's some cool things here, right? So this increased health shard, right? The shards, those are actually cool things to pick up. So you want to pick shards up. Oh, let's do this.
Feel my wrath.
You guys killed all my skeletons. That's not very nice. All right, so shards, I should be able to. Can I not put them in yet? Oh, I have to open the crafting panel. Right, so here's, you know, prefixes, suffixes, right? So I picked up add a health shard, right? Physical damage, increased movement speed, colors defined, wild bones. So a chalice, right? So basically what I can do is like with this guy here, which is not a good thing, but we can drop this guy here. I can drop added health. Oh, added health. Maybe somewhere. Oh, prefixes, suffixes. Okay. So basically this is how you add and remove things and get stuff to work. I'll eventually get this thing back down here. But this will allow you to kind of do, you know, any suffix, prefix, suffix, and this is how you do it. I thought you could like store these things. I thought there was some way to. All right, maybe we'll have to do it. But right now, I've got too much junk on me, and I think I pulled all my clothes off. Oh, let's put some clothes back on. That will greatly increase my chances of not getting cold. So these are pylons that work very similar to the ones in Diablo, where you go up and hit them, you get some sort of effect, or shoot something off. Melee fire damage, shard, another ring. We'll just throw that guy over there. Another chest. I don't think I can get back. We can do this. We can get us another guy here. And now, look at that. Now we got 4 skeletons. But yeah, so it's an ARPG. It's it's a Diablo style. Let's run around and murder things with spells and magical powers. And so if you're into that sort of thing, I would definitely highly recommend checking the game out. There's some really cool stuff. They're doing really cool things with it. They're listening to the community. They're doing their best to try and make a good game that the community wants, and more importantly, that is something that they can be proud of and that they can be happy with, because they're trying to make a game that they want to play, that they want to put their name behind. And they don't want to a lot of microtransactions. And I can't remember their stance on microtransactions. I know it was a decent one. I think there may be cosmetics eventually, but it was kind of a Path of Exile type thing. And it is what it is. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, microtransactions are the worst. Like, dude, people have got to make oh, that's all right. So, Flaming Breath, right? Increase minion damage. So you see how that thing is purple. I don't know why its name is all weird. But you see that the name is purple, so that is the loot filter taking effect. And now we have something that has minion damage on it. It's not a lot of minion damage. 11%. It's better than no minion damage. But you see that's how that works. Shield of Embers. I don't think I can do it. They just keep stacking them in. I could have swore. Oh, transfer crafting items. There it goes. So that stuff is all sent to my forge. So now you basically transfer crafting items, and all the stuff that gets sent to your forge. And then ultimately I'll get into that and show you how that works. But it's gonna I've got to build some materials. I didn't want to. I like doing, especially stuff like this. I like doing more of a, hey, this is the new player experience. I like the seasons with Diablo. I really enjoy them because they are fun. It kind of breathes some life back into the game and gives you something besides the exact same. Oh, let me go in with my super overpowered guy. Murder everything every chance I get. It gives you a little bit of the that experience of being able to level and get stuff higher things, and getting some improvements, because that's really what these games are about. It's about the upgrades. It's about being able to, as you play, of getting that endorphin rush of, oh, I've got an upgrade, oh, I've got something good, I've got something to work towards. And this game does really well towards allowing you to work towards it. And even if you're getting things that are not useful for you, it still gives you a chance to constantly work towards whatever it is your perfect guild is, right? quest item, passive point. I think we pick the passive point because more passive points are always. Oh no, I get all 3 of them. All right. I thought I had to choose. So this is more stories and stuff like that. So
Farewell.
it'll accept that quest, and somewhere in here there should be. To this guy here, you have a chest. So if you want to be able to put stuff in here, so if you found something you want to be able to upgrade later, you can kind of put stuff around away in there. This guy here, we'll shop here. We'll oh, there you go. We're just gonna sell all this garbage off. All right, we're gonna sell everything. All right. So then he has a couple of. He's got a blue armor here, void resistance. So you can kind of look through and see if you can find something that increase damage over time. Sometimes in this one, so this rune of shattering. I always try to buy these every time. If I can't afford them, I try to buy them. I don't have enough money to be able to buy it right now. But what the rune of shattering does is it allows you to it gives you a chance to rip these off, and then basically so that when you go into your forge, you can rip those off. You can go into here, and then you can kind of pull that off, right? That why I add the gem to that. You can add different things to it. But the rune of shattering, if you have stuff that, say you have a piece of gear that has mini damage on it or whatever it is that you're trying to get, the rune of shattering will allow you to rip those items off and then basically add them into your forge to add something else. So, and then every time you do it, it gets, as you add more and more stuff to make it more and more powerful, there's a chance, and it greatly increases of destroying the item basically and shattering it, and where you can't add any more stuff to it. It's a really cool system. But these devs are doing really great things. I have some links down in the description if you are interested in picking up the game. I think it's in early access right now. Let me go look at it real quick and see how much is. I think they've recently made some changes to it. So early access, it's $35 right now, U.S. currency at the time of recording this. You can do a play test, and you can request access to it just to see if you can get access to come play it. So you can go and try to do that if you would like to. And then once you do that, if you're interested, it's a cool game. I'd recommend checking it out, especially if you are interested in ARPGs. But with that, we will stop for today. If you guys are enjoying this, please go ahead, the likes, let me know that you want me to make more content on this, and the subscribes and all that stuff if you are interested in more of it in the future. With that, you guys be safe, and we will talk to y'all soon.